stages of this game. But it's the away side who pick up possession quickly through McCoy-Splatt. It's worked a little further wide. Fullback puts it down the line. The chase is on for McCoy-Splatt, but the Jamaican player is not going to get to that one. And it goes behind. Leeds United have the chance just to set defensively. And then begin the work to move the ball up the pitch.
Bit of a lively start there, Bryn. A few long balls, testing players aerially, and now Leeds just getting a little bit composure from the goal kick, so calm things down.
And Heuvel named in the Dutch under-21s team. I think that was earlier today, wasn't it? Leeds have done really well with the international call-ups, and congratulations to Archie Gray, who's been called to the England under-21 side. What a meteoric rise he's had through the national ranks through the course even of the last year or so.
He's done amazing, hasn't he, Bryn? I mean, these lads will be looking at Archie as an idol now, and probably only a couple of years older than them.
That's right, the route is there, and the route to goal is clear for Leeds here potentially as well. Really good ball in play down inside the defender, down the channel, and Leeds earn the first corner kick of the game.
Yeah, a nice little bit of play, played it into the channel, corner run there, and the Fulham defender did well to block the cross, get across the pitch, but put pressure on them early and test them from this set play. I think there was a couple of other call-ups from our squad. I think Monteiro Joseph apparently has gone to
Spain. That's right,
to Spain as well.
And Cresswell also called up as the ball is swung into the penalty area just over the head, but still something alive for Leeds here. On the edge of the box, Coleman. Really penned in there. Might win himself a corner, doesn't. Support arrives in the shape of Cline, and then ultimately off Cline behind and out for the goal kick, and Fulham find a way out of that little pressurised moment.
Coleman did very well initially there. Nice little bit of feet, held up play. Unfortunately, just couldn't quite work out that tight space.
The Fulham keeper is the American, Alex Borto. Fulham looking to build from a deep defensive position. Two central defenders exchanging passes. And then Tanton down the line, looking for McCoy-Splatt before the interception from Toulson to head the ball into touch.
I liked our defensive sort of shape there. We're nice and compact, allowed them to play out from the back and then put pressure on, showed them down the line and forced them into a long ball, and we dealt with it, knocked out for a Fulham throw. But yeah, look nice and compact there from the defence.
Scott Gardner, of course, is coaching the under-21s these days.
He is indeed. He's an old, I wouldn't say teammate, he was a few years older than me, but as I sort of was a scholar, he was a young pro and a very good player at that as well. Good guy, good player.
Finds himself back at Leeds United in the academy setup. Watching on as his team here have to defend potentially as Sekularac gets forward for Fulham. The ball is out for a throw into the away team.
Nice bit of tracking there from Coleman. Shadows him out, puts pressure on, and deals with it well, knocks out for a Fulham throw.
It's all about the learning process, isn't it, at this level? And so for these younger players, these are tough tests, but they should be useful tests, you would hope, in the longer run. That's a lovely bit of skill from Luca Thomas, and it's all opened up in front of him. Runners arriving. Continues his own progress. And the block just takes the ball into the hands of the goalkeeper there. Great work initially at the start of that movement. Yeah,
amazing touch, and then he has the composure to chop back and then beat the Fulham defender. If maybe potentially could have just crossed that a little bit earlier, and there was players arriving in the box, but you know, we look lively and a nice strong start there from him. So yeah, Fulham will be a little bit wary of his pace, and obviously you can see he's got quite a bit of skill.
It's been a decent opening from Leeds United in just inside the first 5 minutes, and some promising signs against a side that we've already highlighted who have good form in this league and have been one of the power forces in it through the campaign so far. Leeds fans doing their bit to get behind the side here. looking through a lot of highlights of recent matches and love the fact that an away game for Leeds under-21s, and there are Leeds fans behind the goal with Leeds flags. There are not too many under-21s teams who enjoy travelling support even at the at this kind of level.
It's fantastic, isn't it, Bryn? It just shows you what's the size of the club, the loyalty of the fans. They get behind the under-4s if they could.
That's it. If it's got the Leeds shirt on, support it. Again, the chance for the run down that left-hand touchline for Leeds United. And then the tackle just outside the penalty area doesn't result in a free kick for Leeds, but rather one for Fulham. Again, promising good movement. This time Joe Richards was the man on the outside of Luca Thomas. Leeds trying to press as Fulham look to play out.
A nice patient shape here, Bryn, you know, and letting them play around the centre halves, but then once it goes wide, we're then applying pressure and making them force long, and we seem to be dealing with that at the back. So, yeah, nice early pressure.
Read earlier that 5,000 tickets have been sold already for that semi-final in the FA Youth Cup on 6th of April. Amazing. So these players will be looking forward to a game with a really good atmosphere for that. The crowd may well be yet significantly in excess of that figure. Fulham here, build for the first time. Leeds defend it well. Just read the danger there. Situation was snuffed out by Toulson before the foul is conceded. Just the first glimmer of Fulham's ability to move the ball quickly on the edge of the penalty area. Yeah,
Christian, I think it's, excuse my pronunciation, Sekularac. The number 7 on the far side, just a nice little megs and darted on into the box. But yeah, got across well and dealt with it.
As the ball goes out of play, Sam Chambers, who's made a decent enough start to this game for Leeds United. Again, the centre-half, Araujo, is in possession of the ball. Okkas down the line and then forwards before good challenge come in that defensive midfield position. Kian Coleman.
Put himself around already, hasn't he, Bryn? Down on that right-hand touch line, tracking back there, making a big tackle, putting in an early shift and showing what he's about and letting the Fulham players know they're in for a tough test today.
Okkas. Oh, what a potential opportunity there was there. Really loose ball from Araujo.
It's just such a shame that Luca Thomas just couldn't nail that first touch right, because he'd have been away probably for a potential one-on-one with the goalkeeper.
Clean through. Then at the other end, Fulham threaten, and so it requires Harvey Sutcliffe just to nod the ball out from almost under his own crossbar. Not sure there was anyone over the shoulder, but he couldn't take the risk, could he?
No, for sure. In those positions, if you've not got the shout and you're not sure yourself, you've just got to deal with it and put it out of play. And I think he showed a good set of experience there and dealt with it.
So the first corner kick for Fulham is well dealt with. Tanton. And then Dibley-Dias, the Fulham skipper. Back with the full back and back to the captain again. Just the first signs now as we move into the 10th minute of the ability that Fulham might show here to try and dominate possession. Pajaziti keeps the ball moving, and Fulham go from left to right.
I think Fulham are showing their sort of experience here and probably their form and league position in the early stages of this game. You know, they're moving the ball around well from left to right, waiting for the opportunity and being patient.
And they've got in behind here for a potential cross into the middle. In it comes. Heuvel's not going to catch, and then it's almost set up on the edge. Still needs dealing with, and finally it is with a scuffed shot that is helpful from Leeds' perspective. Van den Heuvel able to pick this one up, and Leeds able to look to get the ball out of an area around the penalty area where it's been for the last couple of minutes now.
Yeah, we've just been a little bit penned in that last 5 minutes. Fulham are just regaining a little bit control in the game, getting a foothold. They like to play around with the back, and they're being patient. Likewise, we're patient in our defensive setup, and it seems like we're waiting for it to go wide and getting the press on from there. But obviously, Fulham are a very good team at this level. You know, we're young and inexperienced, and we're learning, and you know, we're going to come up against challenging teams, and today's definitely going to be one of those. So it'd be nice to see how the lads adapt.
Leeds go a little longer. That looked like a handball.
Definitely a handball for me, that, Bryn. Bounced up here, clear handball, I reckon.
Just the wrong side, maybe, of the referee in his defence. Fulham, as a result, regain possession of the ball. A little bit of work up front from Chambers to try and apply the pressure. Again, Fulham work it out well. Pajaziti goes back to the halfway line. Again, you see Araujo is the outlet for Fulham.
Very composed, aren't they, Fulham? Just move the ball around well, pass it around the pitch. Lots of options, 1-2s there. Yeah, they look sharp, and they look like they've got a set of very good young players. Pajaziti just sprays it over the top there, that nice diagonal.
And suddenly there's space in the penalty area, and then space through the middle before the challenge is successfully made on the edge of the 6-yard box by Coleman. It was an important challenge, that. He had to get it right, didn't he, in there?
He did indeed, yeah. He applied pressure there. Again, mentioning Coleman, he's been all around the pitch there. He just manages to work himself back in, getting himself in a position where he can deal with it and just put pressure on the Fulham attacker.
Tracked his man, just got round him in time. Leeds hoping that they were going to get a free kick, I think, on the halfway line there, but nothing given. Hayden Mullins is the familiar name in charge of the Fulham under-21 side.
Ex-West Ham, Pompey, Palace.
That's right, yeah, really good career he had.
He did indeed.
And he's had coaching experience elsewhere. He was, for a while, head coach at Colchester United. And has also been coaching Turks and Caicos Islands, their national team. Finds himself in somewhat more familiar territory with Fulham, I think.
Fair to say he's got a very good CV then, Bryn.
Yeah, exactly, in the game and then subsequent and after the game.
It looks like he's got this young Fulham team very well set up and composed, especially playing out from the back. They all look comfortable on the ball.
They come forward again now with King, the wide ball to Okkas. Leeds defending the penalty area in numbers here as Fulham play just outside. It works well, to be fair, because Fulham are sent back to the halfway line to begin again.
Just getting that press up a little bit earlier if possible. Try get the lads up the pitch rather than being pinned in. If we can get them on the pitch 4 or 5 yards quicker, just sort of puts more pressure on the Fulham defence, and gets us out of Fulham just playing in our half comfortably. But, like I said, Fulham are a very good team, and they're going to have a lot of possession.
Into the penalty area, temporarily. Okkas again. And then the whistle sounds for an offside call. And the pressure is relieved temporarily, at least. What Leeds could do with it, just a little spell on the ball here, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Just regain a little bit of composure, foot all back in the game, take a breath out of it as Monteiro is just stepping up to take this free kick. Doesn't look like there's probably tons of options at the minute, but yeah, wise call just to say, let Van der Heuvel take it, get us up the pitch, get out of our half, and try put a little bit of pressure and turn them.
So the keeper comes out the area, put a bit of distance on this, which he does to some degree, so much so that rolls all the way through to Borto at the other end.
Yeah, I think he was just hoping to try hit Thomas potentially on the chest. It's just a little bit too high. The only option he's got is to try flick it on, and yeah, it's just run through to the keeper. Maybe if we could play into those wider areas there, it might be a better option.
Quarter of an hour up, scoreline still goalless at the LNER Stadium. Challenges successfully made by Cline.
I think Sekularac just showed too much ball to Cline there, and he just easy tackle, comfortable tackle. But you know, Fulham do regain possession. But again, we look, even though they have a lot of possession, we look comfortable in our defensive shape. You know, they try to play a lot of diagonal balls as such there, and we tend to be dealing with it. It'd be nice to get a little bit more of a foothold in possession, but hopefully that comes later in the game.
Well, there's a set piece to defend here, potentially.
A little bit eager on the tackle, I reckon.
Yes, that one left Dibley-Dias in some discomfort.
Potentially a little bit of frustration. You know, we've not seen tons and tons of the ball, you know, just a little bit late. Want a bit of eagerness and left one on him. Let him know he's there, eh?
Steve Copeland is the referee this evening. Fulham through the left back again. As a Fulham have a similar playing style in many senses to that we see from the Leeds first team. Out from the back, using the width here as the shot comes in, straight into the arms of Van den Heuvel, who was well positioned. And that's the first strike on goal we've seen. And Fulham again just causing Leeds problems around and in the penalty area.
They're very good at finding little pockets. Fulham, they like to play between lines and get players in between our players and get them on the half turn, and they're very good at doing that. First ball sort of dealt with from Van den Heuvel. Yeah, it was comfortably at him, but you know, he dealt with it, didn't spill, so comfortable save.
Big weekend for Leeds United, of course, with the game against Millwall to come at Ellen Road on Sunday afternoon. Usual coverage of that on LUTV.
Hopefully maintain our unbeaten run in the league for 2024.
Exactly, that's got to be the aim, hasn't it?
Put more pressure on Leicester.
Leicester, of course, not in championship action this weekend because they're playing in the FA Cup. Fulham attempt to attack the Leeds penalty area here. They have a corner kick.
For a second then, I thought he'd just miskicked it, but no, it's come off. I think it was must have been Cline on that far. We'll just watch this replay there. Almost two Fulham fullbacks combining there. Tanton on the left-hand side delivering the cross, I think, and then Okkas on the right getting in the back stick and getting a shot on goal.
Sent in, headed away by Moore from the edge of the 6-yard box. Cross sent in. Well, if that was a cross indeed, it sailed beyond anybody running in at that far side of the penalty area.
Yeah, I think it definitely was a cross, Bryn. Just overcooked it. Just almost tried to dink it into that sort of danger area, hoping somebody would run onto it at the back stick. But yeah, a little bit too much on that one.
Moore. Sends it out wide. Rare chance for Leeds to cross the halfway line in possession of the ball. So need to make the most of that and do have the opportunity from a set piece to enhance the opportunity here to attack Fulham and give them a little bit more to think about defensively.
Nice little bit of play there, Bryn. Stepped out from Moore, plays it into Cline. Cline takes the space down the line, 30 yards up the pitch, has the composure to realise there's no space, more space in front of him, turns back, plays a nice ball inside. Foul. Again, we regain possession a little bit further up the pitch and just allows us to get a little bit more of a foothold on the game. So well done there, Moore and Cline. And
a feel for the ball. Leeds happy to go back here just to maintain that possession that they've had for the first time in, well, 10 minutes or more, isn't it, in the game, really?
Yeah, this is fine. Just regain possession. If we have to move the ball around side to side, try not to force things in. As we
could be better than that as it's dropped into the penalty area. Thomas with a good turn, trying to get it back into the middle. Another chance, and this time he has a swing at that one. And it wasn't a million miles away either, but that's much more encouraging for this young Leeds United side. Managed to work a good position, not once but twice in the penalty area there.
Again, he does really well, Thomas. I don't know if that first touch is his or if it comes off the Fulham defender, but again, tries to twist, turn, looks like he's sharp, gets his shot away, although, you know, he's snatching a little bit. He's trying to get his shot off and on target, and yeah, just a little bit high, but, you know, nice to see a shot on target, shot on goal, sorry.
So Fulham given a bit to think about defensively. Thomas the man in the middle. It's been a good contest so far, 20 minutes in. Fulham again pushing down their left. Good covering, sees the ball sent back into the Fulham half. Real job in concentration for Leeds United out to possession here. Make sure everybody stays switched on as Fulham work the ball side to side. More of those would help enormously.
Yeah, it seems as though that Fulham are trying to work the space, happy for the centre-backs to have it, play it wide into the midfield, and then they're looking for the long diagonal ball sort of over our full-backs. They've tried to hit it from left to right quite a few times now. Got away with it once or twice, but that one was definitely not a great ball, and yeah, ran through for a goal kick.
Leeds looking for that left side outlet again. This time the situation is dealt with. And Fulham get the ball back.
We just seem maybe showing a little bit of our inexperience because we're trying to go maybe forward too quick too soon. If you take this, for example, from Fulham now, you know, they're playing composed from the centre half, playing side to side, nice and relaxed, waiting for the right moment to go forward. It just seems like we're desperate to go forward. If we can just, between maybe our centre halves and our deep line midfield player, create a few more triangles, then, you know, we might gain a bit more foothold in the game.
I guess the temptation for the defenders is, when they've been under a bit of pressure, when they get the ball, is let's get it as far away from me as possible.
It's so easy to do, Bryn, but that's things you learn, and at this young age, it's natural to feel like that. So yeah, it's a learning process. Look, Sutcliffe here takes the experience. So you know what? We've just been under pressure again. Let's just be comfortable here. Let's do what they've done to us and just play along our back line and wait for the opportunity and right moment to go forward.
Yeah, good stuff from Leeds. Monteiro, Portuguese player. Just that little calming gesture. Others who may have been making runs up front. Leeds just happy to have it, want to hold it, and still end up with a throw-in at the end of that movement from right to left. Cline with the ball in hand.
Just looking for a little bit more movement here. He's going to have to throw it down the line, and it's a little bit of a fight ball, that one. Nice little, done with it well, to be fair. I think it was Joe Richards. And there, lovely little turn. Unfortunately, just too much pressure from the Fulham player, but yeah, he showed good feet and good little bit of strength for him.
Fulham on the attack again. And again, good work from Coleman, just to force the man back. Okkas gets away. That'll be a little free kick that's given, and there's a card coming out here as well. Sutcliffe just caught on the wrong side, and a little tug back on Okkas, and the referee shows the first card of the evening. It
was a lovely first touch, to be fair, from Okkas. He's just sorry, Fulham just tried to play it quick there as the ref pulls it back. Yeah, lovely first touch, just to where Sutcliffe was charging in and had the composure just to take the extra 5 yards that he needed to get away from him. Yeah, lovely first touch, and Harvey Sutcliffe, to be fair, professional foul, and I think it's a good one to take.
Yeah, team foul, you might describe that as, I guess. Fulham take the short free kick, happy to go back before they come forward.
Just need to be careful from Luke Thomas. He's very eager, wants to get things going, but try not to press by yourself there, as he just kind of got picked off. He was looking around to see if anybody come with me. Nobody had. By then it was a little bit too late, and he's pressing by himself. If you need to press, you need to go in your packs, your threes and fours, and go together.
It's a long shift if you're just chasing up there on your own, isn't it, from one to the other?
That's it, and he's already put himself about enough, you know, earlier on with his run down the line and his shot on goal. So you know, you can see he's got that bit of quality and that eagerness, and he wants to make things happen. But sometimes you just got to be patient and make sure your teammates are behind you and ready to back you up.
Again, needs discipline defensively.
That's it, better from him. Well done.
Fulham have worked it well down the line. Now from the byline into the middle. And the block is made successfully by Coleman. Right place, right time again.
Seems to have a knack of that early on, Bryn.
He's reading the situation well, isn't he? Make sure he's placing himself where he needs to be. Leeds looking for an outlet down that left-hand side. The door is closed, the throw-in is Fulham's. And then the pass is very much overhit. It's just one of those situations where Leeds had the opportunity just to, again, get a hold and a feel for the ball. And that's actually kind of underlines it there, doesn't it? The ball into feet, not probably quite what was required.
It's difficult when Fulham have all this sort of possession in the game, and then when Leeds get it, Fulham have the energy because Leeds are chasing around, and then they're ready to then put the immediate pressure on, try regain possession with 4 or 5 seconds, and Leeds are just try to take a breather as you have your first touch. It's just so hard to do, and that's vitally important to keep possession, and that's one of the reasons why.
Again, Coleman does well. Stayed with his man. The ball hit him on the back, and it means that Fulham retreat. Leeds stay in that defensive shape behind the ball. Fulham looking to find the gaps. One here perhaps down the left, King. Back it goes to Pajaziti on the edge of the penalty area. Good header clear by Moore. Leeds defending pretty deep as Fulham regain possession, but again, they'll have to start from inside their own half.
Luca Thomas, again, yeah, he was smart, that call. He did look around that time, make sure that someone was within the work with him, so he backs off on the press, but he was eager to go, which I like to see. You know, he's willing to do the work, do the hard graft.
Okkas with the cross into the penalty area, arriving at the back post. Great save from Van den Heuvel. That was the best opening of the game at that far side of the penalty area, and Van den Heuvel able to make the block.
Yeah, fantastic save for him to get down there. Really good hand to it.
Spectacular attempt from the edge of the penalty area, proves spectacularly unsuccessful.
Yeah, that combination again from that left-hand side delivery from Fulham. 2 very good balls into the box, arriving late. Van den Heuvel does well to deal with it both times.
McCoy-Splatt, the man who met it as it dropped to the far side penalty area. Fulham have tended to try and put the ball into that space. Found their man in there a couple of times now. Leeds out from the edge of the penalty area. Good challenge, strong challenge. Chambers does well. And this is an opportunity. Chance to get it on the right foot. The shot is just sliced wide from Snowdon. Well, that's really promising from Leeds there.
Yeah, amazing little bit of play. I think it was Sam Chambers there, shows great strength, great determination and drive to play it out and get Joe Snowdon on the ball on the right-hand side. Snowdon faces up his man, takes his touch out to the right-hand side, and then just unfortunately just can't get his shot on target. But probably our best bit of play in the match, I'd say, Bryn, and it's good to see, you know, we're still being patient, and when we do have the opportunity, maybe it is the counter-attack that might best suit us.
It's kind of that game, isn't it? It's Fulham who are largely controlling possession, so Leeds are having to play a different sort of game. But at the moment, the scoreline tells you, with a half-hour mark coming up, the Leeds have done okay. Crossfield ball from Dibley-Dias, and then the little tug back there by Cline. As his opponent just wriggled away from him down that touchline. Yeah,
I think it was that Christy and Sekularac again. Seems like a good player. I think he's ex-Heuvel actually, Swiss international, under 21. So yeah, he'd be up against some tough competition, Cline, tonight. But you know, he's dealt with it early on, and hopefully he can continue that through the game.
Pocket of space. Shot comes in low. Van den Heuvel does well. Has an excellent reaction save from the Leeds keeper there. For the first time in the game, space in front of the Fulham man, Pajaziti, and he almost exploited that. Keeper kept it out.
Yeah, he does very, very well, Van den Heuvel here, because he's got a body in front of him. I think it's Monteiro there, and just gets a shot away. It goes under his legs, and Van der Heuvel can't really see it, but does well enough to get down and get a good hand on it and shift it out to the side.
Fulham with the corner kick. Heads up.
Straight out, I think it was.
Yeah, it's come out before it had gone out before it come back in, hadn't it there?
That outswing has literally gone out of the pitch and all the way back in, and immediately the linesman flagged on that far side.
So Leeds on the ball. More motions teammates away before he begins to move it forward.
Nice ball from Moore there. Plays between the space, gets his teammate on the half turn there, and playing forward. So yeah, really nice ball from Moore.
He's just beginning to enjoy a bit more on the ball here before Fulham swiftly win it back again. And there's the man who came closest to scoring for them, Pajaziti. It's a slightly late challenge from Monteiro, and the referee has now decided to penalise him for that. Allowed play to continue momentarily to see what advantage might accrue. It didn't. So Fulham have the set piece instead.
So yeah, dangerous area here. Hopefully we can set up well and deal with it, but it's sort of 5-10 yards outside the edge of the box. In-swinging delivery from Pajaziti. Hopefully we can hold a high line and deal with it.
Albanian player, hands on hips, gives the signal. Curled in towards goal. Van den Heuvel elects to punch. Sitting next to me, A.D. White puts the two hands up as if to catch it kind of sign.
Yeah, I think
that's old school, catching crosses.
It? Yeah, keepers don't do that anymore. Well, yeah, showing my age, I think, Bryn. Yeah, I think in those circumstances, I understand why keepers don't want to catch, they don't want to drop the ball, and they want to deal with the immediate pressure. But you know, potentially he might have. But I'm not keeper, Bryn, so I don't know.
It's easy to say, maybe not so easy to do.
It is, exactly.
Ball goes back in the general direction of Cline. Fulham had a man waiting, so Leeds have got to go in through Chambers. He's done well these last few minutes for Leeds. He's been strong on the ball. He
has, yeah. He's tall, but looks like a slender figure, but he's very strong in possession. He showed it earlier about 10 minutes ago, that drive and shrugging players off, and he showed it again there. Nice little bit of strength.
Borto out from the edge of the box. Araujo in possession, goes back to the keeper because he was being pressed by Luca Thomas.
Yeah, we just need to maybe get that press a little bit better up front, a little bit slicker. Like I say, it seems that Thomas wants to go, but players around him aren't necessarily backing him up. So we need to make sure that we're doing it together, otherwise we're just going to get picked off.
And when Fulham played through it then, it left 3 up the park, didn't it?
Exactly.
Got to get back into something more like a defensive shape now. Done well again there with Key and Coleman.
He's been brilliant this first half an hour. He's been everywhere, putting pressure on Fulham, composed on the ball there. Yeah, he's started the game very, very well.
Just what you want from your defensive midfielder, isn't it? Fulham out on the right side of the penalty area. Van den Heuvel with a spectacular dive to push that one. I think that might well have been heading in just inside the post, so the keeper had to change position. With the deflection, took it goalwards.
Yeah, it did take a wicked deflection there from Cline. Van der Heuvel takes no chances, and I think he's rightly done so. Yeah, why would you there? Out for a corner.
So Fulham it is again, who are able to send players forward for the cross into the box. Head up is an easy one for the keeper to collect.
I think it was Callum Osmand there, rose quite well, but the pressure around him from our defence was decent. It not allowed him to get an easy header on goal, and Van der Heuvel can simply deal with that one nicely.
More, just when needed a little bit more, perhaps composure in there then, just to make sure that the one thing that Leeds did do was keep possession as they moved the ball out from the back.
I like the fact that he's trying to play forward. You know, he's trying to take the space and he steps on into it. It's just the execution of the pass. You know, like I said earlier, maybe it's on just to keep a little bit more possession, similar to sort of what Fulham are doing, and sucking opponents out of position and then playing those balls. But yeah, I like the enthusiasm.
Oof. Monteiro tries a trick.
Doesn't he?
Not sure that's the place. And then does he know he hasn't conceded a free kick?
Referee tells him to get up there. It looked like he'd swipe, but there must have been no contact trying to bar the foul. But yeah, probably not quite the place to try the tricks. But again, the young, the how you learn the game, and it's sort of these games where you want to make those mistakes. You don't want to be doing it at first team level. So these are the times to make them and learn from them.
Showed confidence for sure. Fulham here moving forward again. Less than 10 minutes to go in this first half. Still, we await the first goal. Chances at both ends. Fulham have made more. Van den Heuvel been called into action significantly a couple of times. And there'll be another corner kick that Leeds have to defend here as well.
Yeah, I think, was it Coleman again that's got a Cresswell there? Blocked it out, put pressure. He just seems to be all over the pitch at the moment and leading by example. Like you said, bring exactly what you want from a defensive midfielder, reading play, knows where it's going to go, tracking runners and dealing with it.
It's an important role, isn't it, for Leeds in a game like this as well?
It is, yeah. When you've got a lot of pressure and you're out of possession, you know, he's got to be scanning and tracking runners, and the conversations between him and his centre halves have got to be bang on, otherwise there's going to be open space. And this 36 minutes in, and he's done that well so far.
Another corner to defend. Header. Well, it wasn't too far wide. Van den Heuvel was the calmest, coolest man on the pitch there as it dropped just beyond his far post.
Nice delivery in. Yeah, looked composed, did Van der Heuvel. Must have known, you know, his positioning was bang on and could sense that he was going out for a goal kick.
Leeds trying to work the ball forward here, and we'll get the opportunity through a free kick for a foul on Monteiro to compose and then move the ball through Coleman to Moore. Under a little pressure there. Yeah,
I was going to exactly the same thing, Bruno. I was going to say there's two different sort of presses going on. We're quite reserved in our press and quite happy to stay in our shape, whereas Fulham are very keen to get out the gate and press us high up the pitch, not allowing us to play, you know, simple, composed passes at the back. They're putting pressure on us and trying to make us give away silly balls into the midfield and then nicking at us off us.
Just get a sense this might be an important stage of the game here, because 8 minutes to go and less before half-time. Leeds have had to work really hard to stay in this game, haven't they? They've done an excellent job of it, but those concentration levels, those energy levels have got to stay high in these final few minutes before they can get off, have a bit of a break, sit down, recharge, and get ready to go again.
Yeah, exactly. A massively important time of the game, and like I say, just can they see, not see it out as such, but can they find that little bit more of a foothold in the game, find that little bit of composure to maybe get ourselves up the pitch, start playing in their half rather than everything sort of being played in our half. But yeah, it's an important maybe to get to half-time and just compose ourselves, maybe look at our tactics, see if there's anything needs changing or if we just stick with what we're doing and go from there.
Ball played into touch, so Fulham are able to stay high up towards that Leeds United penalty area. Down the line it goes to Sekularac. Cline does his job diligently there, keeps the ball in play. Now what can he do with it from that position? Scoops it forward. Good challenge comes in to try and win the ball back from Toulson. Fulham emerge with possession. Temporarily, Chambers does well. Good ball. And again,
this
Thomas.
Is where we might hurt them here, Bryn, on those counter-attacks. Nice little bit composed play at the back. Break the press of Fulham. One or two passes, you've taken 6, 7, 8 players out of the pitch, and then it's just finding that end product to maybe get through one-on-one or get a shot off on goal.
Chambers again doing well for Leeds there. Cline with the throw.
Just going back to Cline on that previous defensive work, he did really well to hold up his opponent there and just not rush into a challenge. You know, he tried to I think Sekularac tried to throw in a few dummies. Cline was patient in his defending, won the ball and then stopped it going out from play and cleared it up the pitch.
Takes the throw in for Leeds now. Headed away from the edge of the penalty area. chest back into the path. He's a big guy, isn't he, the skipper in there?
He is. They all look big compared to me, though, Bryn.
Well, they are physically quite a big team, aren't they, Fulham? And something else that Leeds are having to kind of deal with here. Physicality of extra years at a professional level. A bit more work around the physicality in terms of their preparation for games than some of these younger Leeds lads. In exactly that sort of position, Coleman does well once more. Oh, just a shame that the pass was beyond the outstretched leg of Thomas there.
It's all a good experience to play against players that are physically older or physically more well-built, developed, tactically as well. You know, it's one of those things as a younger player coming into this Leeds side that's only going to help them maybe, you know, come next season. You know, it's always hard, but the little tricks and tips that you can take away on maybe how to use your body against somebody a little bit bigger is only going to serve you well in the future. And like I say, it's a learning experience, and that's what these games are about. Although it's a league and you want to win, you know, the main thing is that we're developing players and we're bringing players through that can deal with that. And, you know, it seems like at this time in our history, you know, we've done so well with your likes of your Archie Grays and your players like that. Yeah,
I mean, Archie Gray could easily be playing in this game, couldn't he, had he not burst onto the scene?
Years.
That's right.
Got about 3-4 years more in him, I reckon.
Just turned 18, hasn't he, Archie?
Yeah,
so belated birthday greetings to Archie for that one.
But that serves as great inspiration for these lads. These lads are probably all Archie's mates. You know, they're very similar age. They can, although they might not have done it just yet. You know, who's to not say that they might do it in 6 months' time, a year's time.
That's the encouragement. The pathway works, doesn't it?
Exactly. You know, they
fast track in this case.
They know they've got a manager that's going to back them and is willing to play a young player if you've got what it takes and you've got the mental and physical attributes. Then and you're going to work hard, especially for a Daniel Farker team. Then yeah, he's going to put you in, and it's nice as a young player to know that come the end of your, like say, that pathway, there is I might get a chance.
Free kick played. Oh, it's hit the bar. And everybody stood and watched that one.
Including me, Ben. I thought it was going out for a goal kick.
It did give that appearance and then just curled back in at the end, didn't it? Prior to that, as you saw, Snowdon yellow carded. So second Leeds player into the book this evening. That Leeds rather got away with that one there, as it was a strange free kick that looped into the box. Everybody stood and watched as it struck the frame of the goal and then was cleared away to safety. And we are now 2 minutes away from the end of this first half and still no goals. Keeper did well with his pass out from the back there. And Fulham do work the ball confidently out to the right-hand side where there are extra bodies beginning to arrive in the penalty area now. Good block made by Moore in front of McCoy-Splatt, and Fulham have another corner. The corner count is beginning to grow. It's going to be hard, isn't it? And this is the replay of that moment there.
It just takes a wicked bounce, doesn't it? Nice ball in, to be fair, but it does look like it's just going to run out of play. That bounce just spins the ball a little bit more, and it just almost hits the upright of the crossbar.
Corner kick goes beyond most in the box to the edge of the area where it's picked up by Dibley-Dias.
Yeah, Sutcliffe does well enough there to put pressure on and not allow a free header, so well done. Although he doesn't make contact of the ball, he does just enough to put off the player.
Fulham keep that ball up around that Leeds penalty area. Good covering from Coleman once more. How many times have we said that already this evening?
Indeed we have. It's that, yeah, they look very good going down that right-hand side. They're very direct. It seems like they're willing to play long diagonal balls over to that right-hand side, get Sekularac on the ball, get at Cline and get the Leeds players, but again, Coleman senses it well and gets over there.
Shot from the edge of the box. A waft and then a clearance. And then the pressure, well, it appeared was going to be relieved with a throw-in, but that isn't the case. So there's more work to be done defensively, and Moore again is there to take control. Oh,
fully committed.
Did well
there,
there.
Yeah. There was no option
but
to
all
win
in,
the ball.
wasn't it?
He was, yeah. Showed his hand for real, didn't he? There was no backing out.
Came out on top ultimately. Cline is being tested here.
Does very well with that tackle there. The Fulham player had the run on him initially, you know, gets back in, shows his athleticism and gets the tackle in and deals with it, goes out for a Fulham corner. It seems to be that they've had a lot of opportunities to put the ball in our box, but, you know, we've not conceded from that, so that's a positive.
Well, we're into the added time period now, so not too much longer required for Leeds United at the end of this first half. This is important moments for them as the ball comes in, and is a save from Van den Heuvel again. Full stretch from Araujo's header from the corner, and that's half-time. That would have been the last touch of the first half, and the keeper has done really well for Leeds again to make sure he kept that one out and gets congratulations from his teammates.
Yeah, difficult first half, Bryn. You know, Fulham have had a lot of the ball, but, you know, we've held our shape reasonably well. There's been times where maybe we'd like to get up the pitch a little bit more. However, you know, Fulham have been very, very good today, and we've been patient in our defence. I'd just like to see us a little bit more in possession and more played in their half. But, you know, we've held out to half-time. Maybe tactically we can have a look at things and see if we do anything different in the second half. But, yeah, difficult first half.
They've worked hard, they've worked well, and they've kept the scoreline goalless as the two teams depart. So here at the LNER Stadium in York, a half-time scoreline is Leeds United under-21s 0, Fulham under-21s 0. So the two teams emerge for the start of the second half. A quick scan will tell us whether any changes have been made in the interval. At first sight, I think we're going to start the second half as we ended the first. Fulham it is who will get the game underway again. Valuable time spent in the dressing room, no doubt, with Scott Gardner. Let's see what the approach is at the start of this second half. We're pretty sure that Fulham will continue to play the way they've been playing thus far. Hasn't brought them the goal yet, brought them dominance in terms of possession, lots of corners and the better chances in the game as well. But Leeds hung on in there. And that may be the order for this second half as well. Let's see. Await the referee's signal to get this second period of the game underway. Thumbs up for either goalkeeper. And the game resumes. We were discussing it at half-time, AD and I, just wondering, given Fulham's position in the table, how well they've been going recently, scoring lots of goals, just wonder whether their message from Hayden Mullins is, come on fellas, you should be winning this game. Whereas Leeds feel that maybe there's a real chance to do something, a bit of a shock, perhaps a surprise here if they can, now having dug in, create something at the other end. Just a shame the overlapping runner wasn't coming in behind Luca Thomas there. Gave all the appearances of him thinking he was there, didn't he, in terms of the nonchalance with which he dummied that one. Yeah,
it was almost as if either he thought he was offside or, he thought he had a runner running behind him, but nothing there. But this first minute or so started with a lot more energy from Leeds, which is nice to see. We've come out of the blocks a little bit more and played with a bit more intensity. Maybe Scott Gardner's had a slight change up in sort of our tactics and how we're going to play, but it probably remains to be seen this early on.
Early signs that Leeds were going to throw men forward there, but just strayed too far forward for the linesman on that far side to raise the flag, and Fulham begin the job of trying to progress up into the Leeds half once more. Tanton down the right, closest to the gantry in this second half. Leeds again, as they did for long spells in the first half, working hard out of possession. Ball in behind there. Monteiro has to react just to make sure that Osmand doesn't get the chance of a shot on goal as it was dropping towards his foot.
Lovely little bit of quality on the long ball there, but Monteiro again reads it well, gets across and deals with it out for another Fulham corner kick. We saw plenty of those in the first half. Hopefully deal with it again like we did in the first half.
In it comes, this one short to the near post, and it's on the line. Is it in? And I think the ball has crossed the line, isn't it? That's an opening goal for Fulham, and it's an own goal. And the corner kick just causing a little bit of chaos in the Leeds penalty area there. And after all the chances that Fulham created in the first half, it's a real scruffy goal that sees Leeds fall behind.
Yeah, it's a bit of a hard one to take that, Bryn. Unsure sort of where that flicker came from, but then it's just maybe got front man, wasn't it? It was Joe Snowdon, and then it's just got caught potentially under the lights, just a bit of miscommunication, and Sutcliffe kind of tried to clear it on the line, unfortunately just maybe got it slightly wrong, and it's no opportunity to make a mistake there, and you get punished, I'm afraid, and 1-0 for Fulham.
A really disappointing way to fall behind, that's for sure.
It is, yeah. Of all the opportunities Fulham had through this game, it's a difficult one to take when from a corner like that. Scott Gardner probably was not going to be best pleased.
So Leeds have a mini mountain to climb in this at the start of this second half now.
It may make us come out the gates a little bit more, though. May open up the game. We might decide to press them slightly higher up the pitch, and like I say, come out the gates and a little bit more energy. We've got to go for it now, and the phase of play there looked like we had more energy and more drive and purpose, which is good to see. And Monteiro here playing things quickly, getting the ball rolling. Hopefully it just adapts our play and makes us go for it.
Lovely little run from Coleman at the start of all of that there. He's had a really good game for Leeds this evening so far. Wait to have the confirmation of the own goal scorer. I suspect it's probably Snowdon with a header from the near post. Nobody will be queuing up for that statistic, though, will they, to be fair?
No, definitely not.
As the ball is swept towards the Fulham penalty area from where the away side regained possession. Sekularac goes back to the fullback Tanton, and he's fouled there by Joe Richards.
Devon Tanton just as well there to take his first touch and just goes past Joe Richards. Joe Richards catches him late. Yeah, just maybe a little bit of frustration again, but Fulham have had most control again in this opening of the 5 minutes of this first half.
That's McCoy-Splatt. Or just leans in, and in doing so allows the ball to escape, and it goes into the middle from where it's defended around about the penalty spot. Fulham have the throw-in, which is taken quickly. Suddenly there's space in the penalty area, and suddenly there's a second goal, and it all opened up in front of Josh King there, and he was able just to bobble the ball beyond Van den Heuvel. And quickly, at the start of this second half, Leeds United find themselves 2 goals behind.
Like we said earlier, Bryn, we discussed at half-time how Fulham might come out of the gates, and they probably didn't expect to score so early on with the own goal, but this is a fantastic first touch from Josh King. Eliminates Harvey Sutcliffe from the game. Sutcliffe can't really do anything about it. It's just an amazing first touch, and to top it off with a lovely finish. Fair play to Laddie, a great goal for them. Again, disappointing for us to take, and yeah, maybe slight changes now in how we approach things. We have to kind of go for it.
Well, it's a real, I mean, we've mentioned already in the course of the game, this is all about learning lessons for these young players. So
it is indeed, yeah.
This is a challenge for them on that basis as Fulham come quickly once more.
Different challenges get thrown at you throughout the game, throughout the season, and you know, how do these boys react to going 2-0 down such early on? You know, it might happen later on in their careers, and this could serve them well. You know, you've got to come out almost like put that to bed. It's happened. There's nothing you can do about it now. All you can do is control your reaction.
Fulham have possession again. As the ball is played back into their own half. We'd always be underlining the difference in terms of the relative levels of experience of the two teams here. Fulham just beginning to deliver on that basis now, and suddenly there's another chance, and this one is diverted just wide from Osmand there. The foot across him prevents what may well have been the third goal being scored.
Yeah, I think you're right, Bryn, in the sort of experience now maybe starting to show. Fulham have looked very, very good in this opening 7 minutes of the second half, creating multiple chances, but yeah, how do we deal with it? Again, serves as a great experience for all the younger players in this under-21s team.
In it goes, header up at the far post. Final touch comes off the head of Dan Toulson, I thought, but the referee doesn't think the same as me, and he's given the goal kick. Van den Heuvel quickly puts the ball into play. Cline under pressure, high up the pitch again. As Moore puts his foot through it. Fulham with that little bit of extra spring now, having made a good start to the second half.
They've looked lively, haven't they, Bryn? They come out the blocks raring to go, and I think that own goal's just given them a little bit of an uplift, and then they now know that they've got major control in this game. But can we find a way back into it? It's going to be difficult. Like I said, Fulham are a more experienced under-21s team. We've got a lot of young players playing for us, and it's going to be hard, but it is all an experience.
The work will continue from these Leeds players as it's over the top and onto Osmand. The block is made by Monteiro, and they head up, and then he's fouled as he goes up, stretching to get his head to the ball. Osmand, the Welshman, just leaning into him. And then in his own half, good close control again, and a free kick at the end of it. Good Chambers.
Good strength, good control again from Chambers. Saw it multiple times in the first half. Manages to use his body well, wriggle out of pressure, and then use his body to get a foul as well. So good little bit of play.
Richards ferries it back towards Van den Heuvel outside the penalty area. Monteiro through the middle, drops just short though of Thomas. Chambers comes in to try to win it back, and then a little catch on the back of the heel of the opponent there from Dan Toulson results in a free kick to Fulham.
Delaying getting up here, isn't he? Just killing the game very slightly. He knows Fulham are well in control and don't need to rush things.
Fulham pushing for the top in the Premier League 2 setup, Premier League 1 setup rather. They all play in the same divisional structure.
I think Tottenham are top, 35 points. Fulham currently at 31 points. Obviously, it may change due to this game, but we'll see come the cost of the game.
There's a few games being played tonight, aren't there?
There are.
All 7 o'clock kickoffs. And a few more to be played tomorrow. Free kick on the edge of the Leeds penalty area. Kean Coleman involved again. Chris Moore looking at options. Not an awful lot on at the moment. Just miscontrolled and made the job a little harder for himself there. Strong challenge coming in. Leeds have to defend again here. Fulham flying forward. Tanton comes in to help out. Osmand with the ball on and into the penalty area. It's teed up potentially for the shot there from McCoy-Splatt, but option was not taken.
Surprised he didn't take that one. It looked certain for a shot on goal, and he just turned it down. Maybe it was the pressure that's made him take the touch, but yeah, from my opinion, maybe should have taken the shot.
Leeds work hard to push Fulham away from the edge of the penalty area. It's carried forward by the Fougerolles, the Canadian, and then played out from the back. Now then, what can we do here? Good strong run to the edge of the penalty area, and then the challenge in reaction is also strong, and Araujo it is who leaves the Leeds forward on the ground. And that was the best moment of this last few minutes for Leeds United, and it was a straight ball over the top, set Thomas on his way.
It was a good bit of play from both the lads, to be fair. I mean, Thomas had done well initially to drive and take Araujo back towards his own goal, showed a good bit of strength, but then Araujo probably showed his quality in terms of getting back in, using his body, and made a great tackle.
Thomas again, almost inadvertently, I think, played it into the path of Richards there. Didn't quite bounce in the line for his teammate. Leeds just indicating perhaps that they're going to try and work that ball forward quickly now in the remaining stages of this game. Fulham down that left-hand side. Kean Coleman sticks to his task doggedly. Gets up, falls down, and he's given a penalty against Kean Coleman for that challenge there. And he surely would be feeling hard. Well, you can tell he's feeling hard done to, can't you?
He is for sure, yeah. It's a difficult one to take. Obviously, applying pressure in the box, you've just got to be careful. We'll watch this back on the replay now and see if there's much to come of it. It's very minimal, if anything, at all, Bryn, isn't there? I mean, the Fulham player's just gone down there. It seems like he's won the ball cleanly to me. The ball moves away from the Fulham player's direction. For me, he's probably got a toe on it. Yeah, for certainly a hard one to take, and he will for sure feel hard done by.
Yeah, I think that is a very harsh call, and Fulham have the chance to exact further punishment, and just beyond the dive of Van den Heuvel as the away side extend their lead here. Again, the challenge is on for those Leeds players. Keep their heads up and avoid the sense that it's all going wrong in this second half, because there's still much football to be played in this game.
There's plenty, half an hour, and a lot can happen and change in half an hour in football. Like you say, you've got to keep your heads up, keep fighting. Although it may be difficult and the lads will be feeling a little bit sorry for themselves, there's no time for that now. You can dwell on things after the game and look back on the analysis and what we could have done better. Right now, you just got to control what you can, and that's the reaction for the next half an hour. You know, put in a really good shift and show your attitude and determination to get back into the game.
A lengthy interval elapsed after the goal was scored, the penalty was scored, and the restart for the action.
I think from a coach's point of view now, you're looking at your players thinking, who's going to show me a little bit of grit, a bit of oomph to get on the ball and still want the ball and try create things. That's what Scott Garner will be looking for right now.
No lost causes.
Exactly.
Leeds through the middle. Just trying to get on the ball here, but everything just seems to break for Fulham. And they come again down the right-hand side. Little interplay on the edge of the box. King has possession. And then Tanton, the right full-back, goes back to King. To Fougerolles. Given away. Now there's a potential opening for Leeds here. The runner, Chambers, just beyond him there, which allowed Okkas to make the interception. Game is opening up, isn't it?
It is, yeah. It's very different first 10-15 minutes compared to the first half for sure. Both teams now having a real good go at it.
And here are Fulham again with a chance to shoot. Good block made by Cline, because that looked like a very presentable opportunity to have a crack at goal for Sekularac.
It did, yeah. He just showed good patience in the defending there. Didn't rush in. Sekularac very good on the ball. Likes to draw defenders in and then a little step over and go away from them. But he showed good patience, waited for the right opportunity to make the block.
Tanton will take the throw in for Fulham. Foot in from Moore. Leeds stay in position as Fulham conceded a little bit of yardage down the touchline. Changes being made here for the first time this evening, and Leeds it is who are going to make their first switch of the night. As the board goes up, and we can see that it's Reece Chadwick who's going to come on for Leeds. And it's the fullback Cline who's going to come off. Chadwick, who was a Youth Cup hero recently, wasn't he, with the goals against Liverpool?
Looks like there might be a slight change out there. Looks like Chadwick's gone into the midfield, and we're just having a look at who's going to play left back. Maybe change of shape. Well, remains to be seen, Bryn. We'll see.
Change of shape, maybe a change of fortune as Van den Heuvel comes and gathers that ball into his body. Monteiro played in and at Thomas. Difficult for the forward there, but Leeds end up with a free kick. Here's Moore, who could play through the middle for Leeds. Out to the left-hand side to Richards.
Maybe Joe Richards is going to drop into left-back potentially, or plays a left wing-back.
A wing-back, yeah,
almost
maybe.
A bit inverted, like a Sam Byram of the first team, you know, cutting in on that right-hand side. Sekularac's had a decent game so far, so it'd be interesting to see how he copes with that. But again, another experience for him, Scott Garner putting him in a different position. How are you going to adapt? How are you going to change your style to deal with that?
Richards flicks the ball back into his own half. Monteiro awaits. Interplay down the right-hand side. Moved forward well. And Sutcliffe continues to move forward. Could see him getting the chance to get up the park. Not really had the opportunity in the second half. The fullbacks on either side to get forward for Leeds. All the work's been at the other end.
Good little bit of pressure there from Toulson. It just didn't come off. I didn't manage to get the full tackle in, and Fulham come away with the ball. But I like the enthusiasm and the pressure to get after them high up the pitch.
McCoy-Splatt. Ball is tucked back into his path. Nice ball into the penalty area, and almost managed to work the space through the middle. But good defensive work from Monteiro on that occasion. Close the door. Leeds move it forward with a degree of confidence here. Little push in the back, it appeared there on Snowdon, but he's done well and then done not so well. The pass was on through the middle for Chadwick.
It was just the execution, I'm afraid. But yeah, lovely long ball over the top, and initially dealt with well from Snowdon. Nice little turn, and then yeah, just that final little bit of execution to get us through on goal was missing.
25 to go here at the LNER Stadium, and Fulham have opened the second period with a burst of goal scoring. Leeds' task in the remaining minutes is to stay in the game, keep plugging away, and hopefully get themselves something back. But just to keep working and showing that there's still plenty of heart about their play here, and they're doing exactly that at the moment, in fairness. These are better signs for Leeds in the last 5 minutes. Again, the willingness to chase down there. Sees the ball played back. It's Borto's first touches, I think, for quite a while there. So Borto, the keeper, is able to play the ball diagonally out the penalty area. It's Fulham come again. Sekularac, almost inevitably the out ball for them into the penalty area, and well kept away by the intervention of Richards.
Yeah, very well. Good patient defending. We've seen quite a bit of that tonight. You know, not diving in. I think they've probably been told that Sekularac's very good in terms of his 1v1 and driving at players, wanting players to commit, and then he'll make a little chop or a step over. But again, nice little bit of patience from Joe Richards, just stands him up, makes Sekularac make the first move, and then react from that.
The penalty scorer, Pajaziti, with the corner kick. In it goes to the far post. And then it's hammered back in, and Heuvel with an excellent stop from underneath the crossbar to keep the ball out for what would have been a pretty impressive goal.
Catch it, Bryn? No?
Not this time.
Definitely not. Great save from Heuvel. It's an amazing stop there. Good little bit of power on the shot. Deals with it excellently. One hand away from goal. Great save.
It's a good game, the goalkeeper for Leeds. He's had a fair bit to do because it's been that kind of game. He's made a number of impressive stops. Pajaziti to deliver for Fulham from the corner again. Into the middle. Leeds have a better chance perhaps here to clear, and they take that opportunity. Temporarily relieve some of the pressure on the penalty area. Into the box it goes. Headed clear. Taken down well.
Lovely
great
touch.
work. Chambers advances for Leeds. And then...
Amazing first touch there, wasn't it, Bryn? Like, brought it down well and then drove into the pitch. Just almost opened it up to potentially play Luca Thomas in. I think he was holding his run, waiting for that ball, and then, yeah, it just didn't come. Took one extra touch, and the opportunity was gone. And
Araujo, who's proved himself to be a very capable defender in there for Fulham this evening, stepped in as Leeds are defending once more, but this time the header from Osmand goes wide.
Fulham are just showing their quality and capability, and it also shows in their sort of league position and the difference between the two sides. They've got very good players, you know, some under-21 internationals in there. older players compared to ours, and yeah, like we've been discussing, it's a learning curve, and how are your players going to react after going 3-0 down? And I've liked the reaction so far. We've not wallowed in it. We still try to play, and that's important, and we're showing a good little bit of spirit.
Because although nominally it's Leeds United under-21 side, really it's much closer to an under-18s team, isn't it?
Yeah.
Some of the personnel involved. As Leeds have embarked on a bit of a sort of transition in terms of the football below senior level. So a number of players have left the club, and these younger players have stepped up to fill those positions. So all the way through the age groups, people have been involved in the same process.
I think it helps, though, bring that playing against players who are physically more capable or older and more experienced. It's perfect for the development. I remember sort of my era, we didn't have under-21s. It was reserve team, and you were constantly playing against guys that were experienced professionals that just didn't play at the weekend. And this is now what these young lads have to do: play against players a couple of years older, more physically developed, but it serves you well in the long run.
Terrell Works is about to come on for Fulham. The whole the aim of the exercise of the different sort of structures that they've created around the youth team setup, the youth football setup, has been to replicate as much as possible that something as close to first team football as you can get without it being that, hasn't it?
Yeah, it is difficult to replicate as well, but you can only do so much. The fact that they're playing in front of stadiums, crowds behind them, playing against players from similar category academies,
Football League trophy bit as well.
Exactly, your youth cups. There's lots of different things that they can try replicate, and I think it's smart. Like I said, I didn't at my age group and coming through, that wasn't available right then. It was you're good enough at 18 or you see you later, whereas these boys have got a little bit longer to develop, and they don't need to rush them through, and late bloomers are now getting a chance, and it's fantastic to see.
Leeds with Monteiro here. Helped further down the line, and Leeds find themselves in the Fulham penalty area. And it goes in, and there's an own goal, and Leeds are back in the game. And it was just that positivity with the drive down the right-hand side, put the ball in the middle, and anything can happen. And it did. That's
it. Great little ball there from, I think it was Sutcliffe on the right-hand side, plays it down the line to, was it Chadwick? Chadwick plays it into Snowdon. Snowdon shows great determination, runs down the line, gets the ball into the box, and like you said, Bryn, anything can happen when you put the ball in the box. Outstretched foot, goal.
So they've done really well, Leeds United, stayed in the game and have a little toe hold in it. No more than that, perhaps, with 18 minutes remaining, but still shown what's possible. Got to defend this one, though, before they can look at the big comeback. And Van den Heuvel again makes the save on the near post. It was the fullback Tanton with a shot. Fougerolles is the player accredited with the own goal. So the second own goal of this game. Thomas back in his own half, fouled in his own half. Tracked all the way there by Fougerolles. There's Coleman. Back to Moore. Scott Gardner will be really pleased, I think, with that, won't he? That from his team.
I think, like we were discussing, that little bit of heart, determination, positivity, that summed it right up. And sometimes you need opportunities, and luck comes from that. And I wouldn't say that, probably say that was luck, because it was created, and great little bit of teamwork between Chadwick, Sutcliffe and Snowdon, and we get a goal from it.
Leeds go again down that right-hand side. This time not executed quite so well. So Fulham find themselves on the front foot once more. Game is just swinging from end to end now. Both sides are having a proper go at this. And it's remained a good contest. There was a potential for it just to get away from Leeds, wasn't there, at 3-0 so early on in the second half. Penalty that surely, well, certainly debatable penalty goes against you as well. But the fact we've still got a contest here is of great credit to this young Leeds side.
Yeah, indeed. Both teams are going at it as well. I mean, Fulham are still trying to get more while trying to get back into the game, and that one a goal just spices things up a little bit. You know, it's only...
We'll get one more, and it's all on then, isn't it?
Exactly.
Even if that's the 85th or 86th minute.
You're never truly comfortable at two goals up. So, yeah, like you say, bring one more goal and anything can happen.
Have to keep them out of the other end, of course, and this is the task that is in facing Leeds just for the next few seconds at least, because Fulham have this free kick in a position of some promise just outside the penalty area.
We've had to defend a lot of set plays, haven't we, in those wide areas, free kicks, corner kicks, and although Van der Heuvel's had to rescue us a few times.
Comes in low, cleared well out the penalty area. Fulham's substitute down that left-hand side stumbles and can't do anything with it. Works. Van der Heuvel quickly takes the goal kick. A little push in the back there. And the referee waited, didn't he, to blow. And when Fulham kind of lost possession, brought the play back to the halfway line for the free kick. Inside the final 15 minutes. Fulham with the own goal scorer. Back it goes to Borto. Pocket of space on the halfway line there for McCoy-Splatt.
Lovely tackle there from Chambers on the right-hand side, doing his defensive duties as well. He's another one I thought that's looked relatively lively tonight, going forward and putting the defensive work in as well.
Fulham in a tight space, lose the ball. Leeds emerge with it. Trying to work it down that touchline again. Precision passes to keep the ball in play before Fulham put it out. Sutcliffe. Instead it goes back into the goalkeeper.
A few complaints there from Fulham players, I think, shouting in the background from where the throw-in was taken. It seemed it was taken about 30 yards further backwards than it was meant to, but Leeds are just eager to get playing and get the ball back into play and try and get the intensity of the game back up.
Here's Coleman. Thomas. Return ball picked up by the striker. Again, fed down that right touchline. Sutcliffe can't quite get beyond the challenge of Okkas. Now we'll have another change. And Leeds it is who are going to make it. So Coleman is coming off. And Morton Spencer is the man coming on.
I think Coleman's had a very good 77 minutes there, especially that first half. He was everywhere, defensive duties. He was probably the one man giving the sort of energy to his teammates, and the second half's probably been a little bit more difficult. But you know, I think he can hold his head high, and for me, I think he's played very, very well.
So creditable performance from Coleman, and now Spencer has 13, 14 minutes or so to show what he can do. He celebrated a birthday this week, didn't he, Morton Spencer? So happy birthday to him.
Happy birthday. Don't want to know his age, but I know if you're old.
He's a bit young for that sort of hiding. I am very much at that stage. Good press here on the edge of the penalty area as it goes back to the keeper. Not the best clearance. Could have gone anywhere. Fulham a little lucky that it broke in their favour there. Again, game compressed in front of that touchline.
Lovely
Thomas,
touch again there from...
ran out of options ultimately, didn't he?
Yeah, Sam Chambers. Nice chest down. Just wasn't really much space, I'm afraid, for his teammates.
Leeds sticking to the task here. As we move into the 80th minute.
Good distribution from Fulham's keeper, Borto, there, playing out to his full-backs, and a nice first touch. But again, we're showing heart and grit, and we're not making it easy for them. We're trying to get another goal back in the game, and we've raised our intensity, matched theirs. So there are positives to take, even though we are 3-1 down.
Battling to get possession back successfully in the centre circle. Really good work by Spencer. Now Thomas has it. There are runners, and there's a ball on the edge of the box, and there's a chance here, and the chance is taken. Game on.
Let's go.
Snowdon with the finish, and all of a sudden, this game has a completely different complexion.
There we go. Just I was saying, bring that little bit of heart and intensity throughout the games shown there, and a lovely little bit of composure from Thomas to pick his head up and pick Snowdon out on that right-hand side, and the first touch and then the finish is terrific. Buries it into that top corner.
So now we do have an interesting remaining spell in this game. Just had the sense that Leeds had begun to believe. It's better than that, with less than 10 minutes remaining. There we go. Scoreline accurately reflected. Leeds are right back in this one.
They are. It's also interesting now to see how Fulham react. Do they go into their shells? You know, we've definitely got a spring in our step now. We've got the grit in our teeth, and we're ready to go. And you can see the pressure already is on them.
Oh, the ball is not a bad one into the box. The run had been made. The little diagonal run inside the penalty area from Thomas, and Snowdon tried to pick it out. The keeper came out quickly, but that all started with Fulham conceding possession in their own half. So will Fulham sit on it, or will Fulham come out and try and wrap it up with their fourth goal? They're trying to do that perhaps now. Defended successfully. And the counter-attack, could have been on there, just where you want the successful pass to a teammate. Fulham pick it up, come again. Leeds appeal for offside, nothing doing. He's done well there again, hasn't he? Joe Snowdon, really well.
That goal's really given him a bit of oomph, a bit of confidence and a bit of drive, hasn't it? It's an amazing finish, to be fair to the lad, and you know, he wants to go and get another, and all his teammates are well behind him again. Sutcliffe there putting in a nice solid tackle. We've got that heart and determination, and even if this game doesn't go our way, I think Scott Garner's got to come away and think, well, the boys are giving it a go, and they've shown, despite being 3 down, that they have got the grit and the heart to play for a club like Leeds United.
Giving Fulham a real game here. Fulham beat West Ham 3-0 in their last fixture. Before that, they beat Reading 7-1. So they've been piling the goals on in recent fixtures. Well, they've scored 3 in this one. And it's not over, and they've conceded 2. And Leeds have a free kick now. And a chance to maybe put more pressure on Fulham from a defensive aspect. Don't need to go too mad still, do they? Still time in this game for Leeds.
Yeah, the thing is, we don't want to give Fulham any more opportunities, do we? There's having that intensity, and there's also being sensible with it. We can't go gung-ho and leave ourselves too exposed. You know, we've got to be practical and methodical about things and do things the right way. And you know, sometimes that build-up play like we've done here just shows that we've worked our way slowly into the opponent's final third.
Well, look at this. This is the best play of the game, isn't it?
By a mile from Leeds United. There's nice rotations going on. One-twos.
This is really good stuff. And the chance is alive. And the shot on goal! Would you believe it? Would you believe it? Joe Richards with the equaliser. Well, this is fantastic stuff from this young Leeds United side. 3-0 down, and now it's 3-3.
What combination there, Bryn. Amazing build-up, patient play. Joe Richards initially, I saw him earlier on. He came from his full-back position, drifted inside, allowing space out wide for his teammate, then gets on the run and then drives into that box and slips in a nice, cool, calm finish under Borto. Amazing goal, and for sure, Bryn, like we said, game really on now. Can we go and win it?
Incredible. Really incredible. And, well, who knows what happens next? Great tackle.
Brilliant.
Well, Leeds have just found an absolute new lease of life here, haven't they? The game has turned on its head.
Goals change games for sure. It changes confidence, changes momentum, and this game definitely shows that.
So, what do you do at this stage? Do you go for it?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so, Bryn. We've got the momentum, haven't we? We're the team that just scored 3 goals. Our fans are behind us here. You know, we look like we're the best team in the last 10 minutes. So yeah, obviously we've got to be practical in when we do go for it. But why not?
So as good as Fulham looked for 15 minutes inside the start of this second period, it's Leeds who are in control at the moment and have demonstrated that with this stunning comeback.
Look at that for a challenge. All in there from Snowdon, showed great determination and was definitely going to win that ball.
On it again here. Forced to just put it up in the air.
A few complaints there that there was going to be a high foot, and I couldn't understand that, to be fair. Snowdon was looking at the tackle coming in there, and he just was thinking the lad's foot was high. He did pull out in the end, but obviously if he follows through with that contact he wanted to make, he'd probably caught him.
So defending to do. Leeds got to stay switched on from with a defensive mindset here. Less than 5 to go of the 90. And Leeds have put themselves in a position to earn points from a game that seemed at one stage to have gone completely away from them. But there's still more work to be done. Tanton with the ball into the penalty area. And it breaks to a position where Chadwick was trying to get there, couldn't. Ball will come back, or was going to come back in. Block is made successfully. Still to be cleared. Maybe that job can be completed here. Runs out for a Fulham throw-in. Referee is going to have a word here. And a yellow card is shown. Not entirely sure who to or what for.
To Dan Toulson. He just knocked the ball out of the Fulham player's arm there. Just try to slow down play. So a little bit of gamesmanship he's got a booking for. Ball
delivered to the edge of the penalty area from where Monteiro heads it away. Confirm Toulson the yellow card recipient. Thomas back in his own half. He's just trying to get back on the ball here. There's a drag back. This will be another yellow card coming for the pull on the shirt. Pretty easy decision for the referee to make there as Joe Richards goes into the book. So Fulham have responded again here, haven't they? Because they've been stung by what's happened to them in this game. Yeah, they've just slowed things down a little bit, managed to get back up into our half, and again seem to be just getting set play after set play in our box. We've just got to be sensible in where we are giving away those set pieces, because we have conceded from them in this game. Tanton into the area. It's bobbling around in there. It's close in, and it's stuck in, and it's the substitute Works who has put the away side back in front here. It just sat up nicely for him from close range, and maybe that spares some Fulham blushes. Yeah, it's a real shame, because we've done so well to get back into that game. Showed great heart, and it's just almost fell to him in the box, hasn't it? And he just tucked it away from a couple of yards. Really disappointing, but we know we've still got a couple of minutes left of normal time and extras after that as well. So yeah, but don't just give up yet. Let's go for it now. Fulham to make a change. And so it's the striker Osmand who's gone off, and a little switch around in formation here, presumably. Just to bolster the defensive setup for Fulham, who will be very anxious to avoid letting this one slip out their grasp again.
Looks like Oliver Gofford for Fulham, who's come on there.
So what can Leeds do in the remaining 60 seconds plus of this game? Flicked into the middle. Still in that Fulham half, still in the air, still in Leeds possession. Good work by Snowdon again. Chadwick tucks the ball into him, gets the return ball, almost, but not quite. Fulham play in the triangle nicely to get out from under pressure there and end up with a throw-in on the halfway line. So the interest now will be in how much added time will Leeds have left to try and do it all again.
How many goals we had? We had...
It's been a lot in this second half, hasn't it? I'm running out of fingers here.
Plenty of goals here, so...
7, of course,
substitutions,
in all so far.
So there's got to be a fair whack.
4 or 5, maybe?
Yeah, got to be.
Spencer plays the ball.
Fired that one in, didn't he?
Through,
Tremendous
didn't he?
ball.
He's forced away from the edge of the box, but Leeds hold possession. And when Fulham have stood off and Leeds have been allowed to play, Leeds have looked a half-decent team in this second half, particularly in these latter stages of the game. Trying to do something again here.
5 minutes, Bryn.
So 5 to go, we were right. Ample time still for Leeds to provide one more minute if they can keep Fulham out here. Well, the flag is raised, and the run had been made by Sekularac, but he'd gone too far. Yeah. Not surprisingly, Leeds players just stretching out here, because those who've been on the park throughout have had a really tough shift this evening, because Fulham have worked Leeds hard, haven't they?
Yeah, that first half especially, they were controlled majority of possession, moving us side to side. This second half's been a different type of game, a lot more intense in terms of end-to-end and getting up and down the pitch, and we've had to work hard in both halves.
Leeds thought they'd get a free kick there, they got nothing. And then Fulham, I think, do get a free kick. Well, the man down is Toulson.
Holding his head, he just looked like must have been caught in the head on the tackle potentially.
Referee, I think, has stopped play because it's a head injury, and then it'll restart with the drop ball in Fulham's favour, which will added time on the added time from that. Really would like Leeds to get something from this game for all their efforts in the second half here. As it is now, more seconds tick away in Fulham's favour as they've earned themselves a free kick, and then I suspect that might have been possibly for dissent rather than the challenge.
I think so. It's just poked the ball away, was it? I'm not too sure on that one, Bryn. Maybe he's just said something to the referee there.
So the card count is growing very much in Leeds' favour in this game.
Putting ourselves around.
That's it. It's the Leeds way. Now then, Leeds throw in. It's almost at... oh, I mean, come on. Who really cares?
Very pernickety there from the referee, isn't he? He's literally gone about a yard further forward.
Fulham suddenly find themselves back in a position of promise in the penalty area, and they've wrapped the game up as the shot goes across Van den Heuvel. So Leeds' resistance flickered brightly, flamed brightly for a spell in this game, but in the closing stages is that extra experience from Fulham that has seen them through what had been proving to be a very tricky challenge.
Yeah, it just came from our own throw in there. I think it was Joe Richards just kind of played it across the box. Maybe it's not his normal position playing fullback, and yeah, it was a difficult one from our fullback to deal with. It was bouncing and heads it away, lands to a Fulham player. They go 5 yards to the left, and yeah, get a goal. So it's a hard one to take. We fought so well to get back into the game, and then to concede two goals in the last sort of 10 minutes. It's a hard one, but like I said, there are lots of positives. Mainly our spirit and fight and determination to get this back in this game, and I think Scott Garner will take that away with him.
Well, there's over a minute left yet. There's time for a few more goals. We've had 8 in the second half, which is, that's a lot. Leeds sticking at the task here. And almost fashion an opportunity to open things up from the halfway line, but not quite. And inside the final minute, the referee has just helped Fulham out a little there again with what would be another fairly harsh decision against Leeds. I don't see a great deal in that one, but this may be enough for the away side here, just to get the ball up where they want it, somewhere close to the edge of that Leeds United penalty area.
I'd imagine you're just going to pump it forward and try playing to the corners potentially.
That's exactly what happens. Not entirely successfully, so a goal kick is the result. Van den Heuvel goes to find the ball quickly from behind the goal. In the final stages of this game, with Leeds in possession. Shots on target, 8-2.
So our shots on target have been executed well, though.
Yeah,
2 goals from them.
exactly.
Obviously, we got the own goal, but two shots on target. The 2 goals come out of it.
So Leeds have been clinical on that basis, and may yet still find themselves something in this late stage of the game. Long ball forward, really well taken, down on the edge of the penalty area. Suspicion of a hand there, but
tremendous touch, wasn't it, there from Joe Snowdon?
Really good ball across the back. Well, there it is. The full-time whistle goes. It's been a terrific game. Really has been a good game. Both sides have played their part, but we have to really focus on Scott Gardner's side here, because I think from many aspects he's going to be absolutely delighted with what he's seen this evening, isn't he?
I think he's definitely going to be delighted with that second half display in terms of his fight, his spirit. From his team, and the guts to get themselves back into the game, because it all looked like it was going to be lost and doom and gloom. The lads didn't react like that. They all showed the great team spirit, great individual bits of play, got back into the game, and yeah, just got away from them in the end.
Look at those scoring stats: 72, 80, 84, 88, 90 plus 6. It's been a crazy second half for sure, but there's been much to enjoy about the Leeds United performance. Many players have really done themselves a lot of good in terms of the way they've applied themselves to this game. And Fulham, who are flying at the top end of the table, have been in a real game here this evening, and Leeds United came within a couple of minutes of taking what would have been an excellent point indeed. So it's been a great game. Hope you've enjoyed it. Thanks very much for A.D. White, who's been a very, very good partner on the coverage of this game this evening, and we'll do it all again on Sunday, as it's the big one for the senior side, Leeds United against Millwall at Elland Road, and of course there'll be coverage here on LUTV. Full-time scoreline: it's finished at the LNER Stadium. Leeds United under 21s 3, Fulham under 21s 5.